Hi students, and welcome to today's live IELTS class. My name is Adrian and I'm streaming to you from beautiful Victoria here on the west coast of Canada. I hope everybody is having a fantastic week so far. I hope you're staying healthy and strong. In this class, everyone, we are looking at IELTS speaking part 1. The speaking is made up of 3 parts. The first part are some general questions about you. We're going to look at how to get a band 9, starting right away from the beginning, from these first few questions. And we will also analyze the language, the grammar, the communication that's needed for these band 9 answers. And we will give a chance to some of our members to practice speaking, and we'll analyze their speech. Welcome Carolina, our moderator, to the class. Welcome Amu. Hi Arda. Hi Harwinder. Nice to see many students in the class already. We'll wait for some more members to join in. And again, members, today is speaking again, so you will have a chance to do a real voice call with me in this class where I will ask you a question, you can answer, and then I will give you a band score estimate according to the IELTS marking criteria and give you some feedback and maybe even a bit of practice. While we wait for a few more members, this lesson is presented to you by aehelp.com for academic IELTS success. Check us out there. For the general IELTS, visit us at gieltshelp.com. We will use the websites today for our speaking. Our websites have kind of a chat interface, if you will, where you can do video and audio chats with other IELTS students. Our websites look like this. This is our academic IELTS website here at aehelp.com. You can click this red button here to join our premium package. It's a one-time payment for lifetime access. It's not a lot of money, so it's well worth it. We're a British Council IELTS Test Registration Center and certified agents. This is our general IELTS website here with the green background. Again, you can click this big red button, and we've got some exciting news. When you click that button to join our premium package today, you can use, for the next couple of days, our best discount code of the year, because Black Friday is coming up. Black Friday is the discount day for shopping. We have a 40%, that's right, a 40% discount for Black Friday for our courses. So all you have to do is use this code here, BLKFDAY, and you'll save 40%. But hurry up, hurry up. This discount code will only be valid for the next 3 days, okay? So today, tomorrow, and Saturday. After that, this discount will be gone. So use that discount at aehelp.com and gieltshelp.com. It's a great time to sign up for our courses. With the courses, you will also get our apps for your phone, so you can study from your phone as well, Academic IELTS Help. And our app for the general is General IELTS Help. So lots there for you. Instagram, you can always find our live class schedules, daily vocabulary, tips and strategies for the IELTS. So definitely check out our Instagram, IELTS_AEHelp and GIELTS Help. You can find part 2 speaking cue cards and speaking section questions there to practice as well. So lots of resources. That's absolutely free, of course. And if you have questions, please just send me an email to adrian@aehelp.com. All right, we've got lots more members joining in now. I see June, Amal, Rashika, Asma, and Arda says, I think it's already cheap enough. I think so too, Arda. I agree with you, but we really want to help a lot of students, and we really want to encourage them to use our courses. We're also doing a Black Friday, but I appreciate that positive feedback. Okay, students. So again, right now we have speaking part 1 for members, and then we will have task 2 writing for everyone in about 90 minutes. Of course, everybody is welcome to watch this class, and there's lots to be learned. If you want to become a member of our YouTube channel, simply just click the join button next to the subscribe button. If you don't see that, send me an email and I can give you more information, okay? All right, so let's get into our speaking questions for the day. I'm going to make these a little bit bigger so they're more legible. All right, remember that word from yesterday, legible? It means that it is easier to read, legible. Okay, so let's warm up our speaking a little bit. We'll go through these introductory questions a bit faster for our members today. So the first question that is asked of the candidate when they go in for their 12-minute speaking interview is, may I see your identification? So may I see your identification? The IELTS examiner will match your passport with your registration number. You go to your speaking exam 20 minutes early to register, and then they take a picture of you and so on. And the examiner is already looking at all of that. So they're matching you up. Make sure you didn't switch out with anybody during your 20 minutes and so on. So be confident, be yourself. And be professional. When I say be professional, it means sit straight, keep your arms open so that you vocalize, you verbalize, and speak in full, fluent sentences. Okay, so Arda says, gladly, just a moment please, here's my passport that I used to register for this test a couple of weeks ago. Please look at my credentials. Okay, very nice, Arda. Yeah, so that's a nice, full, fluent sentence by Arda. It's perfectly fine. I'm just going to take that sentence, Arda, and stick it in for us here because I think that's a fantastic way to start this, and it's a great example. Okay, so gladly, just a moment, please. Here is my passport that I used to register for this test a couple of weeks ago. Please look at my credentials, okay? All right, now for everybody who's watching, this is speaking, so make sure to speak and repeat, okay? So copy my intonation, my pronunciation, my fluency, my speed, all right? I'm speaking, again, Canadian West Coast style English, okay? So speak and repeat. So here we go. One more time. May I see your identification? Gladly. Just a moment, please. Here's my passport that I used to register for this test a couple of weeks ago. Please look at my credentials. Okay, nice and fluent. And then the next question, of course, is what is your full name? So give me a nice full sentence answer for this one. What is your full name? Okay. All right, and Bakra, Rashika, Harwinder, I see that you have some good answers for the previous question as well. That's great. Again, we're going through these introductory questions a little bit faster because I'm hoping that we can get a good chance to talk to some of our members today in real time with a voice call. So prepare yourselves for that. All right, Arda says, my given name is Arda and my surname is Garbuz, as you can see on my passport. Please just call me Arda as I'm comfortable with it. Very good. Nida says, my name is Nida Qureshi, and you can call me Nida. Yeah, Nida, that's good. I would say please just call me by my first name, Nida, okay? So for a couple of reasons, Nida, let me take what you wrote there and explain this a little bit clearer. Okay, so remember the examiner doesn't know you. This is the first time that they're meeting with you, okay? And you want to be kind of like a native speaker when you're meeting someone for the first time, especially in a professional setting, right? So first time, professional setting, You want to use the right kind of language, Nita. So this is fine. My name is Nita Qureshi. Okay, and instead of "and you can call me Nita," we would like to be a little bit more polite. So instead of this, I would say use please call me by my first name or by my given name, Nita. Okay, it's not too long, but this is better because the please call me is a bit more polite, Nita. And also when you say by my given name, you're letting the examiner know that that's your actual given name. So that's what you like to be called, okay? And it's not your family name. They don't have to kind of guess it, or they don't have to think, okay, is this going to be Miss Nita or Mrs. Nita, or or is it just the first name Nita? Okay. So this is a little bit of a better way, okay? All right, Bakrat says my first name is Bakrat and my surname is Sharma. I'm used to being called by my first name, Bakrat, okay? You're welcome, Nita. Husna says, as it is in my passport, my full name is Husna Muhammad Pranovo. Muhammad Pranovo is my family name. I'm glad to be called Husna. Not will be Husna, that's a bit awkward to use the future participle will there. I am, because it's right now. Okay, so I am glad to be called Husna, which is now, all right? So I am glad to be called Husna. Okay, all right. Okay, good job, everyone. Now we come into some more of these general questions that are meant to make you feel more comfortable. So at this point, the examiner is going to say, okay, I will ask you a couple of questions to get to know you better and some questions on a general topic, okay? So again, like we practiced yesterday with everyone, make sure that you think about answer plus explanation plus example, okay, when you are speaking. That is definitely very, very, very important to give yourself the best chance to get those higher band scores, those band 8s, band 9s, okay? All right, so make sure to always answer, explain your answer, and give an example. Okay. All right. Hi, Lubna. Hi, Arthi Mohammed over in our General English channel. Mohammed says, my name is Saiful Islam and I am from Bangladesh. Okay, Mohammed, good. You don't need to tell them where you're from until they ask you. Okay. Arathi says, my full name is Arathi Raj. You can call me by my first name, Arathi. Okay, good. So we're going to practice our speaking now a little bit with actual voice calls. So I will put the instructions for this into the chat for everyone. Okay, so I'm hoping that our members will join in here. Okay. All right, so let me just stick this into the chat. Here we go. All right. Okay, let me just, I can't do it as one block, so I have to do it as a couple of different pieces. Okay, so I'm going to be looking for some volunteers members for this, okay? So to volunteer for voice call speaking right now, all you have to do is number one, I've put the instructions into the chat. You want to register a free or a paid account at aehelp.com. Log into your My Student account, click on the Student Partner Speaking, and the rest of it's coming, okay? Enable your microphone in the browser. That's very important. So when your browser says, would you like this website to access your camera, your microphone, then you need to say yes, okay? And then just keep your window open, so don't close that window once you get in there, and then I will be able to call you. So let me show you how to do this, and we'll get into some actual speaking practice where everybody will be able to hear our conversation, and then again I will analyze it and we'll look at it. So we want to go to the website, okay? We'll use aehelp.com for this. It's the one with the blue background, okay? And then what you want to do is create a free account by clicking this green button, or if you decide, you can create a paid account by clicking the red button. And then you go to your My Student account, which is up at the top here if you're using a computer. It's better to use a computer for this, I think, than a phone. And then you have this student partner speaking. Okay, if you're using a phone, it'll look more like this. And you will see the student partner speaking button like this. And then you click on that. You have to click accept. This basically just means that you're responsible for your actions and for speaking. Okay. And then once you click there, you're going to have access here with all these other students. So right now we can see that Trin, Santosh, Khyber, June, Ivana, and Jyoti are all in here, which is great. So today is a class for members, so we're going to go with the member first. Let me see if we have any volunteers so far in the class. Okay. Khyber, I saw you in there, but I don't see you anymore. So I'm looking for Bakrat, Arda, Nita, Husna, Rashika in here. And if I don't see, or June, or Uzma as well, Carolina, if you'd like, that's fine as well. There's Rashika. Rashika, would you like to practice a couple of questions with us for the members? Is that okay? Here, let me message you here, okay? I see Husna's in there now as well. So here we go. Let me see what's going on. Hi, Rashika. Would you like to volunteer for a couple of questions? By the way, doing this and volunteering, everyone, is a great way to build your confidence for the actual IELTS speaking. Okay, would you like to volunteer for a couple of questions? Okay, hopefully you can get my message here. You should see this message, Rashika, popping up on your end in your account. Okay, there you are. Yes, sir, I see it. All right, I see your response. Okay, so let me call you, Rashika, and then we'll try this. All right, and it's just voice call, Rashika, no video because I'm using the camera for the YouTube streaming, okay? So just audio. All right, and we're buzzing Rashika, our member right now. Hopefully she picks up. Okay. Hello, Rashika.
Hello, sir.
Hi, Rashika. Good to hear your voice. All right. So, Rashika, I'm just going to go back to the questions here, okay?
Okay, sir.
And then there we go. Okay, so here we go. Okay, so Rashika, just be calm. You know, I think your English is quite good based on the answers that you're putting into the chat. So just be yourself. Imagine that I'm just in the room there with you, talking to you just like the examiner would, okay? And then in part one here, the examiner would ask you something like this, okay? So now I will ask you a couple of questions to get to know you better and some questions on a general topic. Where do you live?
I have been living in I reside in a two-bedroom apartment of a four-story building in Little Rock, Arkansas, which is located south central part of America.
Okay. All right. So I'm just going to analyze that, Rashika. Okay, so right away, that would be at least a band 7 for your answer. I can tell that you're nervous, okay, and that's totally fine. It's the first time you're doing this. I'm sure you're going to get less nervous with the next couple of questions. So the examiner will not take marks away for being nervous, especially for these first couple of questions, as long as you are producing a good answer. And here, you started your answer in one way. So you said, I have been living in. And then I could feel you got really nervous and then you changed your answer. So then you changed it to, I reside in a 2-bedroom apartment in a 4-story building. I couldn't quite catch the place. Could you tell me what place is it again? So what's the actual name of the city?
Little Rock, Arkansas.
Little Rock, Kansas. Okay, I got it. Yeah. So you really want to enunciate that, especially the key part of your answer. So Little Rock, Kansas. Okay. So when you say that part, really emphasize it, okay? So I reside in a 2-bedroom apartment in a 4-story building in Little Rock, Kansas. Like really just Little Rock, Kansas. Like really make it clear because that's your actual answer, right? So don't rush through the answer. And then you said it's in the south central part of America, okay? Which was good, okay? So nice detail. So you told me about your building where you live, the city where you live, the state where you live, and the region of the United States where you live, and that's a really good answer, okay? Now, you want to be calm, of course, Rashika, so that will come with practice, and that's why it's good that you're doing this, because your start, the I have been living in, is a nice start because that's present perfect progressive. And using present perfect progressive, of course, is good grammar. So you want to try to finish with the sentence that you start with, okay?
Okay, sir.
All right, Rashika, let's try one more question, okay? So because we're doing a members chat class, I'm going to try to do a couple of questions with each member, okay? So let's do one more question, okay? So here we go. Here's the next question. What do you like about your home?
I prefer a patio of my home because I can see a beautiful fountain and pond when I in there. Actually, it makes me relax. Yesterday, I read a novel when I in a patio.
Okay, so let's take a look at that question and answer. Okay, Rashika, so again, the question was, what do you like about your home? And your answer was, I prefer the patio of my home because I can see a beautiful fountain and pond when I'm in there. Actually, it makes me relaxed. Yesterday, I read a novel when I'm in the patio. Okay, so that would be considered a band 5.5 to 6 answer because there's some awkward and unnatural language there. Okay, so we want to always correct that, and I'm going to explain what that is. Okay, so I prefer the patio of my home. That was okay. And then you're giving an explanation because I can see a beautiful fountain and pond. That's okay so far. So this whole first part is green. It's good. Okay. When I'm in there is awkward, unnatural language. Okay. So when I'm sitting on the patio, okay, or when I'm hanging out on the patio, you're not in there. Nobody, no native English speaker would say when I'm in there, okay? So when I'm out on the patio,
Okay, sir.
Okay, so the correct sentence should be, I prefer the patio of my home because I can see a beautiful fountain and pond when I'm out on the patio looking down at the park. Okay, because you're on the 4th floor. You just told me that your apartment is a 4-story building. Okay, so looking down at the park. Okay, and then the next part, actually, it makes me feel relaxed to hang out on the patio. Yesterday, I read a novel while I was sitting on the patio. Okay?
Okay, sir.
All right, let's try this, Rashika. So let's try it with the correction, okay? So I'm going to repeat it, and please repeat me. I'm just going to go sentence by sentence, okay? All right, here we go. So first sentence, I prefer the patio of my home because I can see a beautiful fountain and pond when I'm out looking down at the park. Try it.
I prefer the patio of my home because I can see a beautiful fountain and pond when I am out on the looking down at the park. Actually, it makes me relax to hang out on the patio. Yesterday, I read a novel while I was sitting on the patio.
Okay, that was great. I made a couple of corrections there just in the first part for it to be absolutely clear, but that was good, Rashika. Okay, Rashika, that's fantastic. Thank you so much for volunteering. You'll have more
Thank you,
chances.
sir.
You're very welcome. And just stay in the class, of course. Keep repeating. We're going to do this with a couple more members as well, okay? So that was really nice, Rashika. I like how you answered, gave an explanation and an example. That was a really important part, okay? All right, everyone. So let's take another
Okay, thank you,
student
sir.
here. You're very welcome, Rashika. Goodbye. Oops. All right. So I see that we have Husna, Bakrat, Azizbek, Santosh. Okay, so we've got lots of people in here now. Husna, let's see. Would you like to practice a couple of questions? I'm going to text you first. And students, when you're using this function of the website, I recommend doing it this way. So first, just message a person. Make sure that you keep your window open. Okay. All right. So here we go. So hi, Husna. Let's see. Would you like to volunteer for a couple of questions? So I'm just, here, let me show you what I'm doing right now. I'm messaging Husna, hopefully. Volunteer for a couple of questions. Okay, here we go. So I'm hoping I can connect with Husna for the next couple of questions. So let's see what's going on in the chat. Okay. All right. Husna says yes. And Arda, it's okay if you're 16. That's fine. And June says June can do one. Okay. We'll do some more students here in a moment. So we're going to go with Husna for now. All right, Husna. So it's just, again, it's just audio because I'm using the camera for YouTube. So here we go, Husna. I know the ring is loud, everyone, so. Hi, Husna.
Hi,
How are you doing?
I'm good, sir. Thank you.
Awesome. How is the weather where you're at?
The weather in the place I am currently living, it's rainy these days, and in some areas flood occurs. But
Oh.
thankfully, in my area, the flood doesn't occur.
Are you in British Columbia by any chance?
No.
Okay, because we have the same kind of weather where I'm residing as well. We've had some major floods in British Columbia. So, okay, so Husna, thanks for volunteering. I'm going to ask you a couple of questions here. So this is where the examiner will get into these kind of general questions for part one. So the examiner will say, Let's talk about beverages. Okay, and then the first question, so just give me a nice full sentence answer. Explain example. Okay, so here we go. How often do you drink juice?
I seldom, uh, I seldomly drink juice because my mom doesn't buy a lot of fruits, and I usually buy them through online. When I go outside, I usually buy juices. I love mango juice and apple juice. I usually buy them in the evening. Last week, I went to my friend's house, and I bought couples of juice for my friends and I.
Okay, so I got the first part of that. You have good fluency, so it was difficult for me to catch up with your speed, but that's okay because I remember everything that you said, and I can give you an analysis here. So that would be like a band 5 to 6. It's a little bit difficult to mark you because you have really great fluency, but some of your answer is a bit awkward for sure. And some of the grammar needs a bit of improvement as well. So according to the IELTS marking criteria, your fluency is a band 8. Okay, your pronunciation is a band 8. You have very nice, clear pronunciation. I can understand all of your words, okay? Your lexical resource marks, so your vocabulary, is easily a band 7. I can tell that you have a lot of vocabulary. However, your grammar range is about a 6 and your accuracy is about a 5, and the coherence mark is about a 5. And I'll explain why, okay? So your start was really good. You said, I seldomly drink juice. You actually said it correctly the first time. I seldom drink juice, not seldomly. I seldom drink juice because my mom doesn't buy a lot of fruits. So that would make sense if you say like we make juice fresh at home or fresh squeezed from fruit, but because my mom doesn't buy a lot of fruit, we don't often make juice, right? But you have to make that clear because most of the time people don't make juice at home, so it would make more sense if you said something like, I seldom drink juice because my mom doesn't buy a lot of fruit juice from the grocery store, okay? Does that make sense so far, Husna?
Yes.
Okay. And then you said, and I usually buy them online, which was kind of weird for me because honestly, I've never bought juice online before. That's one of the kind of items that I would not really buy online. Like I've never searched Amazon for fruit juice. And so if you say something that's like awkward, the examiner will kind of be like, huh? They're not going to make a face or anything, but they will be like, okay, that's awkward English, right? So you have to be careful with that. So you can say, I usually buy it from the corner store, but I only go there maybe once every week. Okay, so you have to remember that you said seldom. Seldom means that it's not often, and you have to focus on that word. Okay, and then you started to have a lot of fluency, and you told me about when you go out and you buy fruit juice with your friends, and that was, I think, kind of awkward. You even stopped there for a second. I think the examiner would probably interrupt you in that point in your speaking as well. Okay, so the good news, Hasna, is that I think you can get a really good mark in your IELTS speaking. Like I think you can get a band 7 or higher. You just have to practice really putting together just some clear sentences, okay? So let's redo this sentence, okay? So I seldom drink juice because my mom rarely buys fruit juice while grocery shopping. Okay, I would say only once a month or so. I remember she bought some apple juice about a week ago, but I haven't had any juice in the last couple of days. Okay? So that would be it. That would be your band 9. So that's kind of the same idea that you started with, but staying with the idea and then giving the answer, explanation, example with some present perfect at the end, and accurate answer. And that's really important. You want to be very accurate with your answer, okay? So I'm going to read the question, the answer one more time, and I'll ask you to repeat. Try not to read, okay? So try to do it just from listening and repeating. Only read if you have to, okay? All right, so I'm going to go first and then you go after. Here we go. So how often do you drink juice? I seldom drink juice because my mom rarely buys fruit juice while grocery shopping. I would say only once a month or so. I remember she bought some apple juice about a week ago, but I haven't had any juice in the last couple of days. Okay, try it.
I seldom drink juice because my mom rarely buys fruit juice while grocery shopping. I would say once a month or so. I remember she bought some apple juice about a week ago, but I haven't had any juice in the last couple of days.
Perfect. So were you reading, Husna?
Yes, I was
Okay,
nervous.
all right, fair enough.
I was
And
so
that's
nervous.
that's totally fine. That's totally fine. That would be a band 9, of course. So if you
Okay.
produce that kind of answer, that's a band 9, and it's totally okay to do it that way at first. Once you've practiced, then again you want to repeat, but without reading, right? So when you're doing this at home, it's okay. Read it once, read it twice, and then try to do it a third or fourth time with no reading and really get a feel for the answer. Okay.
Okay.
Awesome. Okay, Hasna, I'm going to give others a chance as well, okay? So I'm going to pick somebody else for the next question because I know we have a lot of pings, but if we have the chance, I'll ask you another question in this class or the next, okay?
Okay. Thank you so
All right,
much.
thank you so much. Thank you. And everybody give a round of applause for Hasna and for Rashika as well. They're really brave and they deserve your applause. Thank you, Hasna. Okay, so let's, yeah, there we go. Now I see some thumbs up and some smiles and some applauses. Yeah, thanks. Yeah, support each other, guys, because I know it's really, I mean, you're in a live YouTube class here, lots and lots of people listening, and lots of people are learning from you. So that's, you know, it's your good deed for the day. You're helping lots of other students who are in this class. And a lot of students have the same kinds of mistakes, okay? And everybody's nervous, so you all deserve a round of applause. Okay, we'll take somebody else here. I see that June is in here, and he's anxious to get going as well. Arda wants to volunteer also. We've got time. This is a good reason to be a member of the channel, so Arda, no worries. You'll have a chance as well. I'm going to take June, and then I'll take Arda after, okay? I see that there's lots of people. Okay, so let's take June. I'm going to reach out to June here first via a message. So again, students, when you're using this feature of our website, what I recommend is to just politely message the person first and make sure that they're okay to speak with you. So, hi June. Would you like to volunteer for a question? All right. Okay, so I just messaged June here. Hopefully he gets my message. June says, yeah, absolutely. Okay, thank you, June. So again, June, this is just voice. We can't do video because I'm doing the live class. But, you know, once you're comfortable with a person and you guys meet regularly through the website, maybe you want to do video as well to give more of a feeling of the real situation. So here we go, June. I'm going to give you a call right now. Okay, so I'm calling June. Hi, June.
Hey, hi Adrian, you can hear me?
I can hear you just fine and clear. And June, I know you've done a full speaking interview with me in the past, so it's exciting to have you here in the class with me now. Thank you. Okay, so June, I'm going to ask you a question. Again, just focus on paraphrasing the question, so using your own original vocabulary to answer the question. and give a full answer. And so this is important to everyone, once you've answered the question, so once you've given an answer, explanation, example, then you want to stop. So give a chance for the examiner to ask the next question. So don't just keep talking, okay? You want to stop once you feel that you've finished the question, and that way you'll get the best score possible. Okay, so let's jump to the next question here. All right, here we go, June. So what is your favorite refreshment and why?
Well, the snack I love the best are the protein bars, I guess. Recently I'm on a diet, and this refreshment contain relatively less calories and a lot of protein. Well, just half an hour ago, I had a protein bar made with almond, walnut, and dark chocolate to boost my energy for this exam.
Okay, so June, the examiner would likely interrupt you on this answer. You have really good English. Your answer should be a band 9, but unfortunately it's not going to be a band 9 because you're not answering the question. So your answer is a protein bar, but a protein bar would not be considered a refreshment.
Yeah,
Okay?
I was thinking though, what is the definition of the refreshment? So it is only drink, or it can be also some like a snacking food. Yeah, I thought
No.
about it, so I didn't say the juice or something on purpose.
Stay with juice, right?
Yeah.
And I'll give you a tip here on how you can avoid this mistake, June. Yeah, so a refreshment will only be some kind of a drink, okay? And
Yeah.
the way that you can avoid making this kind of a mistake is by keeping in mind the topic of part 1. So the examiner will always introduce the topic. So for instance, when I did the official IELTS exam in February, I distinctly remember that the examiner said, okay, let's talk about maths. So I knew that all of his questions were targeting math at that time, not biology, not other sciences, but just math. So here at the introduction, it was let's talk about beverages. So you have a pretty good idea that every single question will target beverages, so drinks only. If the examiner says something like, let's talk about beverages and snacks, then it's a little bit trickier. But here, because the examiner said, let's talk about beverages, you know that the question has to be related to beverages. So if you know that refreshments is some kind of a drink, and you're thinking maybe it's a snack, only go with the one that you're sure of. So only go with the drink, okay? So here we go. Let's try this one more time because I loved your English. I just want a better answer, okay? So here we go. So one more time. So what is your favorite refreshment? Why?
Well, I guess the refreshment I love the best are the water lemon juice. They taste so sweet, and they are not only tasting sweet, but also contains some vitamins which can help me to recharge my batteries. Just half an hour ago, I just had a glass of melon juice, and which makes me better prepared for this speaking test.
Okay. All right, let me just try to get a bit more down here. All right, okay. So I transcribed as much as I could while I was also paying attention to what you're saying, June. So, okay, that was good, all right? And that would be an easy band 7, okay? Maybe even 7.5. Your answer could be as high as a band 8.5, but you need to make a couple of improvements, June, okay?
Okay, yeah.
So you said, well, I guess the refreshment I love the best. Now, if you can, you want to paraphrase the subject here, or the object, sorry, the refreshment, okay? So instead of saying refreshment, you should say like drink, okay? Or juice, or here you can even say juice if you're saying watermelon, right?
Yep.
Okay. So, well, I guess the drink, so let's change this to drink, I love the best is watermelon juice. It tastes so sweet. Now, another mistake here, and this is a very common mistake, and it's strange because it's technically not a mistake, but if we're talking about good communication, it's recommended to avoid this. Do you know what I'm thinking about, June? I've talked about this in some classes. There's a word that you used a few times which you should not be using in your answer. Do you know what that word is? Maybe somebody else among the members can help here. Yeah, we see it in the chat. So if you look at the chat, June, you'll see it there. The word that you should avoid using. It's you. So Jyoti and Amu and Arda are saying you know. Yeah, so you want to avoid that, June. And it's part of diction. It's part of kind of your natural style of speaking. And I know you live in Canada, right? So we do this all the time. Canadians say you know, Americans as well all the time. But in good communication, we actually want to avoid saying you know, because I'm your examiner and I actually don't know. So I don't really know what your favorite drink is, and I don't know that you had it about half an hour ago until you tell me, right? You say, you know, just half an hour ago I had watermelon juice. And I know it's just an expression, but I don't actually know that you had watermelon juice a half an hour ago. So in a bizarre way, it's inaccurate, right?
So to say something to buy time, so tries to use other phrases or...
Yeah, it's a type of natural filler. I get it. It's a type of natural filler. So you want to avoid it. If you can't avoid it completely, you want to minimize it, okay? So you definitely don't want to say you know 4 or 5 times within the same response, okay? So you want to cut that out, okay? So that's my other tip. So that would be the big correction. So here's what I would say if I were you, keeping with the same answer. Well, I guess the drink I love the best is watermelon juice. It tastes so sweet. Not only is it sweet, but it's full of vitamins like vitamin C and vitamin E. Just half an hour ago, I had it to give me some energy for this exam. Okay, that would be your band 9. Try it again, okay, without the you knows, just like what I said, okay? Would you like me to repeat it one more time?
Okay, yeah, we can just do that, yeah.
Okay, I'll repeat it. Okay, I'll repeat it one more time.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, I'll repeat it one more time and then you can copy me, okay? So I'll do question, answer, and then I'll do question and then you can say it, okay? So let me go first. Here we go. So what is your favorite refreshment and why? Well, I guess the drink I love the best is watermelon juice. It tastes so sweet. Not only is it sweet, but it also has lots of vitamins like vitamin C and E. Just half an hour ago, I had some watermelon juice to give me energy for this exam. Okay, so here we go with the question one more time. What is your favorite refreshment and why?
Well, the type of drink I love the best are the watermelon juice, I guess. Recently, I'm kind of on a diet, and the watermelon drinks would... Oh, sorry. Oh, okay, yeah, I just try again. Yeah, I'm thinking about another one.
Just visualize it. So this is a good tip for everybody, June. So everybody has, you know, when it's a long repetition like this, it's tricky, right? And I think a lot of students right now are thinking, yeah, Adrian, we can hear how, you know, like this is challenging for students to repeat such a long concept, right? So the best way to repeat such a long kind of a sentence when you're practicing with your teacher, your tutor, with partners, is instead of paying attention to each of the words, you want to visualize it. So you want to see the picture of you with this watermelon juice, okay? So here, again, just picture it. I'm going to say it, and instead of listening for the words exactly, listen for the picture, the image, okay? So, well, I guess the drink I love the best is watermelon juice. It tastes so sweet. Not only is it sweet, but it's full of vitamins E and C. Just half an hour ago, I had watermelon juice to give me lots of energy for this exam. Okay? All right, so try it. What is your favorite refreshment?
Well, I reckon the drink I love the best is the watermelon juice. It tastes so sweet, and they just not only sweet, but also contains vitamins like vitamin B12, vitamin E, things like that. Just a half an hour ago, I had a glass of watermelon juice to help me recharge my battery and make me and and give me more strength for taking this speaking test.
Okay, that would be an easy band-aid, June. So that answer, even with that kind of awkward finish, it's still a band-aid. It's still a band-aid because it's very clear you were natural. So that was good, and the speed was good. Even though you kind of stopped a couple of times there,
Mhm.
it wasn't awkward. So that would still be considered natural. Okay, so that would be an easy band-aid. And I could tell that you were following visual pictures of you liking the watermelon juice, and that was very effective. So practice that in the future when you're doing this. Is instead of the words, because you have good English, think about the pictures and how those pictures are put together in your head. Okay.
You got it. Yeah.
Awesome. Okay, that was really, really good. Thank you so much. Everybody give a
Thank
round
you
of
so much.
applause. You're very, very welcome. Give a round of applause to June, everyone. He's a brave man. Good job, June. Thank you so much. All right. Okay, everyone. So we'll do one more. I know Arda is really anxious to get in there. Yes, Arda, I see that. Arda says, can I volunteer if the time is not up? Absolutely, Arda. I'm going to send you a message, so make sure your microphone is enabled, okay? And we'll do one more question here. So, hi, Arda. Okay. Would you like to volunteer? Awesome, and I already see your answer before I get my question up there. I just typed it to you. So this is Arda right now, everyone. Let me just show you here a little chat. Arda. I'm chatting with Arda first. I'm just sending some text to Arda. Arda is ready to volunteer. So Arda, I'm going to call you and then ask you the next question. Okay, so here we go, Arda. Again, it's just voice call, no video, because I'm using the video for the live stream. So here we go, Arda. Okay, hopefully we can get Arda on the line here. Hi, Arda.
Hello, how are you?
Good, how are you doing?
I'm quite tired because I just arrived home from school. But
Okay, you're quite tired.
okay.
All right. May I ask what country you're living in?
I live in Turkey.
You live in Turkey. Okay, yeah. So for me, it's 6:30ish in the morning, but I guess for you, it's about 5 o'clock.
5:30, yeah.
5:30, yes, I was right. Yes, I have some colleagues in Turkey as well, so that's great. Okay, Arda, well, I'm happy that you're here with me in the live class. You're a brave man, and that's good.
Oh, thanks.
Awesome. May I ask, why are you taking the IELTS exam?
I'm taking the IELTS exam to study abroad, to make more money, and for my future career.
Awesome.
And actually, I have been studying for IELTS for 2 years.
Okay, for 2 years. Awesome. Okay, and I can tell that you're practicing the British accent as well, because I can hear slight hints of British English in your pronunciation, which is great. Okay, so you picked...
my mother is British.
Your mother's British. Okay, so that was a good guess on my part. Australian and New Zealand accent can sound similar as well, but I can tell that you're closer to the British accent than the Kiwi or the Aussie accents. Okay, good. So here we go, Arda. I'm going to ask you a question. Again, answer to the best of your ability. Pay attention to the details in the question, and then we'll analyze it after. Sounds good?
Yep.
All right, so here we go, Arda. Which kinds of drinks are not healthy and why?
In my opinion, all kinds of fizzy drinks are extremely unhealthy because they contain high amounts of sugar and high fructose corn syrup, and these ingredients lead people to diabetes and obesity. My 6-year-old cousin loves to consume unhealthy products such as fizzy drink, and I think he's getting fat even though he's only 6.
Okay. All right. So I've got most of it. Again, my typing's pretty good, but it's quite challenging to type as fast as
Yeah.
someone speaking as well as you. So, okay, so students, that would be an example of a Band 9 response, very clearly.
Oh my.
Yeah, so
Thank
you would do just fine there. Okay, it's natural. If I were talking with you on the phone, Arda, for the first time, and I didn't actually know that your first language is Turkish and you're living in Turkey, I would just assume that I'm speaking with a native English speaker in some part of the world who is speaking very well at that. So not just speaking with a native English speaker, but with someone who has good communication skills. You gave me a good answer. You gave me an explanation. You gave me the example of your cousin. You had natural fluency. You had a great selection of vocabulary with obesity, diabetes. You didn't have to think about those words. Even those level words just came very naturally to you. I liked how you used the expression fizzy drinks. Okay, fizzy drinks technically are called carbonated drinks, right? Or, of course, the other way that we call them is pop. So pop, P-O-P, or carbonated drinks or fizzy drinks. And fizzy drinks is a very natural way to express that type
Like
of
Coke.
beverage. Yeah, like Coca-Cola, Sprite, ginger ale, and so on. Yeah, absolutely. I'm not really going to do any correction here, Arda, because there's not really anything to correct. So the only, yeah, the only,
Thank you very much.
You're very welcome. The only step we could take is to say it a different way, but that was great. So again, the question was, which kinds of drinks are not healthy? Your response was, in my opinion, all kinds of fizzy drinks are not healthy because they contain high amounts of sugar as well. And then you said another part. What was that? You said sugar and something else. What was the other?
I think I was talking about corn syrup, like high
That's
fructose
right.
corn syrup.
Yes, you said concentrated corn syrup and fructose, which again was very good vocabulary. And then you said they lead to all kinds of disease like diabetes and obesity. My cousin has been drinking pop all day, every day for the last few years. He's gotten quite fat, and I can tell it's very bad for his health.
Exactly.
Okay. Yeah, so that was really good. If I were like super picky and I was coaching you at the university level communication, where I'm coaching you for your thesis defense, for your dissertation, I would say paraphrase not healthy. So the question said, what kinds of drinks are not healthy? You said not healthy. So instead of not healthy, I might have said damaging for health or damaging to health. Instead of not healthy, just to paraphrase that part of the sentence.
I agree.
But that's just being super picky. For the IELTS, you don't have to be that adapt with your response. So it's just me being super picky. Okay. All right. Let's stop there, Arda, because I'm running out of time. I was going to do one more, but we'll do more next time, Arda. So we'll have lots of these classes coming up, more of these for members. As well, so you'll have more chances to practice.
And also, thank you for giving me the chance to talk here.
Oh,
I
absolutely.
was really nervous like before, but I built my confidence, and I'm me now. So, thank you very much for that.
You're very welcome, and that's what you wanted to carry into your IELTS exam as well. Do you have a date picked out for your IELTS exam?
Not yet, but I was thinking about that with my dad. Like, I don't know yet.
Okay. The reason I'm asking is I think you're more or less ready. I haven't seen your writing yet, but I think you're more or less ready. So I think whenever you have some time coming up in December or January, you'd be fine to sit the IELTS exam. Okay.
Yep.
All right. Okay, Arda, thank you so much for volunteering. Everybody, give a nice round of applause to Arda, because it takes a lot of courage again to volunteer for these. So yeah. So thank you again, Arda. Have an awesome rest of your evening.
You too.
Thanks. Bye. Bye. Okay. All right, everyone. So that was Arda with some very, very nice English indeed. Okay. All right, students. So that's about as much time as I have for this class, but worry not. I will be back in 30 minutes with writing task 2. And we are going to look at an interesting question. We're going to analyze it, plan it, start the introduction as usual. So make sure, everyone, that you come back in 30 minutes and join me for some task 2 writing. Again, we have this Black Friday discount, which is the best discount of the year. It is code BLKF day, so make sure to use that on our websites, aehelp.com and gieltshelp.com. We were just using one of those websites for the speaking practice today, so there's lots of great tools there for you to improve for your next IELTS exam. It's well worth using our premium package. Much love to all of you. Thank you, Carolina, for moderating this chat. Thank you, members, for your support. Thank you, everyone at General English Help, Omar, Mohammed as well. Mohammed, we're going to incorporate the voice calls in the next couple classes for General IELTS as well, so worry not. And I'll be back in 30 minutes with task 2 writing. That's it for now. Goodbye, everybody.